Welcome back to Auto Salvage Outlaws. I want to do a video. Sorry we ain't been able to put no videos out in a week or so. We've been kind of quite busy. Uh, real busy. I want to give a shout out to J&J Motors. Go over and subscribe to them and watch their videos. It's two teenagers and they're really good. I just wanted to give a shout out to them because they gave us a shout out, and I'm hoping that we did get some subs from them, and I hope some of our subs will go on over there and sub to them also and watch their videos. I'm gonna do a Copart video explaining the best way and how to buy a vehicle off of Copart. I know a lot of people has done it, but they don't really get into the detail on how to buy one and the best way to go about getting one without losing a lot of money. You know, I've not signed in, so I'm not going to sign into my account. I'm just going to go from the beginning. For y'all that do not have a Copart membership, it's easy right here. Just go to the front page of Copart and hit register now. A lot of states you can buy cars and not even have to worry about no broker or anything like that. Such cases, Georgia, you can buy them. In Mississippi and I think Tennessee, you can buy without broker license. I do know Florida, Alabama, and I think South Carolina, you have to have a broker's license in order to buy or go through a broker. We're going to start out with location up here, and we're just going to click on a car, and I'll show y'all how I buy a car at an auction, especially on Copart. We'll go to Atlanta East because that's one of our favorites that we go to. You hit the search inventory. You go down and look at the cars and stuff like that. You know, they got a bunch of them on here. About anything you want. A lot of times they are salvage titles, but there's also a lot on here that don't have a salvage title. It means it has clean titles on them. Like most everybody else, I like to buy them from the insurance company because when they're on the road and they get wrecked, they running and driving. And a lot of times when you buy one that's from a seller on here, you're taking a 50-50 chance of getting a lemon. And a lot of people on YouTube blame it on Copart. It's not Copart's fault. You're the one that's bidding. So, you know, it's actually your fault if you buy one of those. And the best way to do it is buy it from the insurance company and have it listed as the insurance car. We're gonna take this first one, this little Kia. I'll show you what I'm talking about on how we buy one. You know, you can look through the pictures and it's hitting the front. You know, like this right here. I'd do this car right here, but it would take me a couple months to do it. But I'm going to just use this for example. Say I want to buy this car right here. I want to bid on it and try to win it. Well, you go down here and you see, you know, it's from an insurance company. Well, that's a good plus in my book. You know, it don't show no actual mileage on it because they got the power cut off. A lot of times the fire department cut the power cable going to your battery. So therefore, they ain't going to hook it back up or try to get another cable to get the mileage off of it. But a lot of times you can get the VIN number, and there's a lot of sites on there you can go to and search the VIN and give you the right mileage. But this is an enhanced vehicle, means they tested it out and made sure it was run, you know, so it's actually, you know, pretty good right there when you see that. That's another good sign. And see, this one has no key, so evidently somebody lost the key from the time this car come into Copart until the time they listed on here, or something. Most time it's messed up because sometimes you'll find the key in it. And if you'll go over here and look at the value of this car, it says $57.29. Now it might be off. If you go to Kelly's Blue Book, it's gonna be a couple $100 off. We used the NADA book, and that's the book. The NADA book is what all the dealers use. A lot of people use Kelly's Blue Book. We use the NADA. With the value of this car at $57.29, now if I was going to bid on this car, and my max bid, my max bid would be around $1,000, because you got to calculate on how much the parts is that's going to fix this car. Well, we know it's got frame damage. Well, I don't have no frame machine, so I had to take it down to a body shop, which charges, I think, $80 per billable hour on the frame machine. So by just looking at this right here, that's probably 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours on the frame machine, and that's very costly. Well, after you add that up and then add for the parts, and you know, you can go to Pull Apart or places like that and get your parts a lot cheaper than you can buy new. And most of the time it's factory parts and not no aftermarket parts. We put an aftermarket front bumper cover on the Mustang, and I'll never do that again. I don't care if I had to pay $300 for a bumper cover, it will be OME from now on. You know, the quality of the aftermarket bumper covers are crappy. I don't care what brand they are, they're crappy. That being said, this right here is a lot of damage, and like I said, my max bid will be, the value is $57.29. My max bid will be $1,000. That's gonna leave me $47.29 in the value of the profit margin. Then after I start subtracting the little, I think it's 30% of the value, because it'll have a rebuilt title, but that's gonna knock off probably $700-900 off of that. So that's still gonna leave me a good margin. And say I spent say $800-900, say $1,000 on the parts. Let's say $1,000 on the parts. Well, that's $3,700 profit. And you take the $700, that's $3,000 profit after I done brought all the parts and put the vehicle back together. So that's $3,000 profit that I can make off this car. That's how we buy. A lot of people buy different, but that's how we buy, is looking at this right here. And the true way of buying a car to sell one, when you go to buy a car, you calculate your profit, because you don't make a profit when you sell it. You make your profit when you buy it. I see a lot of people that buys cars and then wind up losing money off of them and then move on to the next one. In order to make money in the car business, selling cars, flipping cars, whatever you want to call it, you want to buy the car that's going to make you the money, the profit off of it, when you buy the car, not when you sell the car. That's the name of the game. That's the way it's been doing for years and years, since cars came out and people started selling cars. Now see, this here's a peer sale, which means whatever the bid is out here, whatever the bid is, at the end of the auction is what you're going to pay for the car. Then you're going to wind up with eBay fees and stuff like that, which ain't too bad, really. If you calculate going to a regular auto auction, you're going to pay about the same if you go, actually a little bit more, I believe. Last time we was at a regular car auction, I think it was a little bit more on the fees. But Copart and whatever that other side is, I can't remember now, but we like to deal with Copart. That's how you do your profit margin on a vehicle. You know, you can go back here and you can find anything you want. There's a Camaro right there. You know, you pretty much find anything you want right there. Yeah, that looks bad. That on the Camaro right here, it looks bad, but really, it's probably a lot of undercarriage damage. But it's not the undercarriage. It's basically the rear end is probably just bent. the lower control arm and all probably needs to be changed. And it is a little bit of undercarriage damage. That's pretty much not that bad to fix there. You can get them, go over here and hit the buy it now button. And sometimes, you can get some good deals through the buy it now buttons. You just have to know what you want to spend. And if you're buying it to flip or you're buying it to keep for yourself, if you're buying one to keep for yourself, you can go up a little bit on the price of buying it because you ain't going to worry about making a profit. A lot of times now, from 2011 down, you can come and buy one with fairly low miles, from 50,000 to 100,000 miles on them through Copart for around $1,000, a little over $1,000 out the door with your fees in your car, which is not bad, because if you take that $1,000 and go out here on your newspaper or Auto Traders or whatever you look at and buy one from an individual, a lot of times if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll wind up with a lemon. Like I said, these buy it now on some of these right here are pretty decent cars. A lot of them actually low miles. Here's a 2012 Toyota Camry. It's pretty low miles. It's hitting the back. You'd have to put it on the frame machine. You're probably looking at 4 hours on the frame machine. But you can just buy just about anything. It's like that Chevrolet truck right here. There's something wrong with the title because it comes with a bill of sale parts only. That means you can't get a title for it. But if you got another truck, like a flood vehicle or one that's wrecked, this would be a good parts vehicle. You could probably build 2 or 3 trucks out of this one vehicle by buying it just for parts. A lot of times, like we did on the Mustang, we bought a parts car, and it saved us a lot of money in parts. Instead of buying all the parts, it saved us a lot of money on parts. But I just wanted to go over that and show y'all some little tricks when you're buying one off a Copart. And we'll get into another video one night, and I'll go over to changing the salvage title into a rebuilt title. There's a few steps that you got to go through in the process you got to go to, but it's not that bad. In some states you don't even have to go through nobody, but in some states you do have to go, and it costs you some. And it's not that bad. Like I say, it's pretty simple. Like I say, keep on watching our videos and hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell. We can get on up there in the subscribers, and we're looking forward to making some more videos in the future. The update on the Mustang. The Mustangs will be leaving the 15th of the month. It's going to a high school graduate, and he's been wanting it since we got it, and he's picking it up on the 15th. And it goes to paint Monday. We should be done with painting it Monday. And we'll do one last video on it. And it, like I say, it's leaving the 15th. And we'll start on the next series is on the Volkswagen GTI that we're replacing the clutch and the strut on. And we'll probably wind up repainting it also. And then after that, we ain't figured out what we're going to get next. We're probably going to do an SUV this time, or probably a Toyota Corolla or a Hyundai Accent, because we have a 2017 Toyota Corolla and a 2015 Hyundai. Both of them been hitting the back, and we ain't gonna worry about fixing them in the back because they was hit way too hard. So we're just gonna basically just buy another one and then use the parts off of them to make our next build. Our parts we won't have that much money in parts, because we already got those two parts cars. So that's where we at today. Like I said, sorry we ain't been able to make no videos, but like I said, we've been flooded this past week and a half. We've really been running our heads off. Hit that subscribe button and the bell button, and we'll catch y'all on the next video.